In this video, I'd like to talk about the math question of the day for March 25th, 2023. And with this problem, we need to write the equation in its equivalent logarithmic form. And we have this true statement here that the cubed root of 8 is equal to 2. But we need to rewrite this as a logarithm. And to answer a question like this, to understand converting between logarithmic and exponential form, you will likely need algebra 2, since that's where logarithms and exponential functions are typically taught. So at this point, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can work through this on your own, and when you're ready, we can go through this together. Now, assuming that you have attempted the problem, let's start working through this. And if you do have suggestions for future videos, feel free to leave those as comments. Now, before we look at this specific problem, let's consider this more generally. Let's say we have some exponential expression, a to the b, and this is equal to c. And when we want to rewrite this as a logarithm, we just need to remember that logarithms and exponential expressions share the same base. The base of this exponential expression is a, and the base of the logarithm will also be a. And then we just need to remember that logarithms are exponents. This b value is equal to our logarithm. So we can set the logarithm equal to b, and by process of elimination, we can find that c would go on the inside. Or you can remember that the input of the logarithm is always equal to the exponential expression. But these two statements are exactly equivalent to each other. So we can use this information to rewrite this as a logarithm. But notice that it's not explicitly written as 8 raised to some power. We actually have the cubed root of 8. But since we're taking a root of 8, we can rewrite this using a fractional exponent. Since remember that when we have, let's say, x to the y over z, that the denominator, that's the root we're taking of our expression, and y is still the power that we're raising it to. And of course, we could rewrite this as the zth root of x all raised to the y power. These are both equivalent. So with this, let's start by rewriting it. We have the cubed root of 8, and that's equal to 2. Well, we can rewrite this side as 8 raised to the 1/3 power. Since 8 is just raised to the first power on the inside, and we're taking a cubed root, and the root is the denominator of our exponent here. And all of this is equal to 2. Now from here, we can apply this property here that an exponential expression can always be rewritten as a logarithm. So we know that the logarithm would have the same base, and the base of this expression is 8. And the logarithm is always equal to whatever the exponent is, since logarithms are exponents. And by process of elimination, we know the 2 would go in here. But we could also remember that the input of the logarithm is always equal to the exponential expression. So this right here will be our final answer, but you do want to make sense of it once you think you have an answer. And the way to say this is log base 8 of 2 is equal to 1/3. And the way to phrase this statement, how to evaluate it, we ask 8 raised to what power gives us 2? And the power we raise 8 to, which will give us 2, is 1/3. So these are equivalent statements. It does make sense. Of course, you can always check this using some type of calculator, though that might be a little bit tedious. But this right here will be our final answer.